I've known Chris for a few years, but it was a long time before he actually said what he had done in his life. He used to come in to the museum with different finds, metal detecting finds, really interesting stuff. But it was a long time because Chris is such a humble person that I didn't actually know what he'd done for a living. And eventually, last year, Chris bought some artefacts from HM Coast Guard from his life as a winchman, and his medals and things. And we looked at it and we just thought this would be a fantastic exhibition and a real tribute to a very humble and brave gentleman.
So this cow, 15 feet above, Chris's head decided it needed to go to the toilet because it got frightened by the trout going up in the net. So Chris was subjected to putrid amounts of dark rain, shall I say. And he was absolutely covered from head to toe in it. The air crew were oblivious to this, and they went and they very gently plonked the cow and the calf down in the field. That part of the operation went very well. And then they had to go back and take Chris back into the helicopter, and that part went very well, and they suddenly realised, what's that smell? And poor Chris, was sent to Coventry. He was actually told to go to the furthest away part at the tail of the helicopter where they usually put their luggage and things like that, and to keep away from everyone else. So he was in Coventry for the rest of the trip back to Stornoway, where he didn't realise what was going to happen, but as soon as they got down, everyone there turned the hoses on him. So that's the thank you that the hero got for his heroic rescue.
See, I was brought up in St Gilbert Street in Dornoch. For those of you that don't know me, I was here until I was an apprentice joined in the yard next door from the Royal Navy. I went diving, commercial diving with Alistair Ross and Bonar Bridge, Ross Diving Company, and then on to the North Sea, where I was diving for a number of years in the North Sea. And then on, in 1984, I went to live in Stornoway, and I got a job on the Coast Guard rescue helicopter there because of an incident at Kinloch-Bervie at Minister's Point. There was a disaster there with a fishing boat called the Bonamie, which sank and all lives were lost. There was an RAF helicopter sent around the coast, and in the winter time it couldn't come directly over land because of icing problems. Unfortunately, by the time they got there, the last person had fallen off the rigging and had gone. But yes, we decided to have a helicopter based in Stornoway then, and I was lucky enough to be picked as one of the crew. I wasn't expecting all this to happen here today, really, but I say we don't all live forever, and I was a bit concerned about what was going to happen to all the bits and bobs, as say, I had in the house. Some, it would probably go missing and be destroyed or something like that. I asked my daughter about it, and she says, well, you have to find somewhere to put it, Dad. So that's when I asked Lynn and Peter and a few other of the History Link folk here, and they decided that yes, we would take this off you. And I can only thank them very much indeed, to the committee and everybody associated with History Links. So I'll say no more than that, and I would like to say this exhibition is now open. Thank you very much indeed. Okay? You can do it. You can do it.
Okay. Everyone enjoy the museum and enjoy the exhibition. It's open all summer until the end of October, and Chris is going to be here for a couple of hours today just to answer questions and just enjoy yourselves as you walk around the museum. Okay?
Thank you, Chris. Thank you for coming. Well, that's it. It's a lovely little place, this, and even better once we get the extension put up to it, I suppose, you know.
That's right.
And it's good that they have the money to do that.
I think it's still got a bit of fundraising to do.
I'm not sure. There will be fundraising all the time, regardless, I think, but what they can.
So today has been all about celebrating the career and life of Chris Murray, winchman, last year he brought in to the museum all of his memorabilia from his 2 careers as a naval diver and as a Coast Guard winchman, and we were so impressed with everything that he brought in. And Chris, of course, is from Dornoch. He's a Dornoch man, and we decided that we'd really love to celebrate his career at the museum.
Why? Why now?
Well, just because Chris has brought everything into us, and it just seemed like a really golden opportunity. I've known Chris for a few years, and over the years he's brought in many things from his metal detecting exploits and some fantastic things, but I didn't really know very much about Chris's career at all. He's a very quiet and modest person, and when I started reading the press reports and looking at the certificates and everything, and of course the Queen's Gallantry Medal, it just made sense that all this should really be on display in the museum. And we're very proud to have Chris as a Dornoch man, you know, letting us have all this stuff for display.
How significant is this for the museum?
That's hugely significant because History Links Museum is all about keeping the Dornoch story alive, and you know, that's our strapline really. So when we have local people with fantastic stories like Chris's, we really want to celebrate them, and we're a community museum, and we just love to celebrate local stories. When people come to the museum, they can just engage with the fantastic history. Dornoch's a medieval town. We've got a fantastic medieval history. We've got the history of the Vikings, you know, farming, crofting history, fishing history, golfing history, of course. We do a summer exhibition every year, and Chris's exhibition is the 2023 temporary exhibition. We are so delighted that we have got funding for our extension. Some of the funding anyway, and when our new extension is built, we will have more room to do more fantastic local exhibitions.
So Sky Costa over the emergency frequency, a chilling distress call.